I share here today to let you know where I stand as an Asian American. I can't speak for the Asian community as a whole, but I am certain there are others just as disgusted as I am with what happened on May 25th, 2020. Especially during the pandemic, where we have been a target of blind hatred and ignorance. It angers and breaks my heart to hear about a young Asian couple being attacked in Seattle by a deranged man. An Asian doctor who devotes himself to saving lives being yelled out of a gas station in Indiana only to find himself accused of not speaking English. Flyers and signs in California demanding Asians to go back to their country. Where should I go? This is my country. My passport holds the same eagle as yours, and it weighs just as heavy. I am Korean by blood, but my last name doesn't sound Asian. It's not even close. If you see my name on a piece of paper before seeing me, you're not going to think of an Asian person. So far throughout my life, I've given little thought or concern about having to explain how I have the last name I have. This pandemic really changed that. Why should I be concerned about strange stares at the store? Why am I concerned about people reparking their cars after seeing me get out of mine? Why is my friend who used to run 4 miles a day scared to go for her daily run at a nearby school? Why am I unable to find words to comfort my loved one's fear of being harassed? Because I know, at least for the time being, this is my new reality. Because I see aimless hatred against Asians across this nation. Has this been your life? The displacement? The feeling of criminality? I am lost for words. My fear as an Asian cannot compare to the fear some of you are put through daily, but from a person of one minority to another, when I see such atrocities happen to you, I feel some type of a way. And I'm sorry it took me as long as it did to acknowledge your pain. I had a glimpse of your reality, fear and hatred caused by misinformed social ignorance. It scares me to death. I plead with others who identify themselves as Asian. Do not remove yourselves from the conversation taking place right now. Do not willingly surrender to the injustice curtaining behind cultural difference. We are part of this whether we like it or not. Let others know and comfort them that you are Floyd beyond the color of your skin, but by morals and virtue. If there are any military service members listening to this, I want to thank you. Those who served will remember the oath of enlistment or oath of office. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Defend the Constitution. This is a phrase all military and police members recite. An oath to uphold the Constitution. This isn't some meaningless chant that we as a society have our protectors recite. This is because the Constitution serves as a foundation for this nation. Officers, I'd like to believe most of you are aware and most of you try to perform your duties accordingly, but your source of power and authority is not the badge or the gun you carry. We have agreed your badge to have meaning and therefore the authority associated with. This is based on a shared understanding that our delicate society needs to be protected. Because we believed you will act in accordance with the respect we afford your badge. The meaning of your badge isn't for you to pass judgment in absence of crime. Disabuse yourself of the idea that it allows you to stand above us. I cannot claim to know what it is like to be an officer. I can only imagine that it gets tough, always called upon to respond at worst of times, where your vigilance serves as the first line of defense against potential threats. But there's a difference between vigilance and disrespect. I can try to understand the reason for your vigilance. but your disrespect for others' life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness is something I refuse to. Our country declared independence not so you will have people to kneel on or shoot at, but so you will protect a nation which tries to better itself, a nation which attempts to grow and to know the value of individual life, the value of liberty, and the value of a chance to pursue happiness. The leaders of this country really like fighting ideas and declaring wars on them. We continue to fight war on terror and drugs. But why are we so scared to declare war on the idea of inequality? Instead, the head of our nation talks about military dominance in our streets. Why are you trying to declare war on us? Last time I checked, this is the United States of America. We're not a military state. You do not stand above any one of our constitutional rights. If anything, you swore to faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of your ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. You do not pick and choose which constitutional rights you get to enforce. I hope everyone understands the reason I'm here. Asians are mostly known as the quiet minority, the ones that mind their own business and look away at the sign of trouble. But as a member of the quiet minority in the United States, you made it my business when you told my people to go home. I may not be black, but I am a minority. I am here because I know on May 25th, 2020, justice was absent on East 38th and Chicago Avenue as George Floyd cried for breath. Because I know no one person should have the authority to deprive life of an innocent citizen. Because I know presumption of innocence should be one of the core values in our justice system. Because I know I can look to the Constitution and find due process. And because I know said due process doesn't mean a knee to my neck. Maybe the violence across this country is testament to anger and frustration which has been left to fester for too long. Yet I don't want to say that it is the correct way to express the pain. The small number of people from all race who look to exploit this tragedy for personal gain needs to have some class. People in this country are grieving for death of an innocent man. Violence sends a message, but it's short-lived. When it's subdued by a greater force, it will quickly dissipate. We can't keep up this violence forever. We have to eventually go back to our daily lives. When that happens, let there be a continued movement calling for change. Distance yourself from violence and show why our Constitution protects freedom of speech and press. Also protect the officers who have taken a knee to join this cause. Let the press share with the world what Americans stand for. Let us continue to remember so that others have no choice but to acknowledge this issue. Do not let this fade away until the next police brutality to start the process all over. Let live a movement that is able to keep institutions in check, that is able to pressure change not through violence but through discourse, to remind them that we have not forgotten, that people of this country will remember, that we will not let ideas of change die off as the protest dwindles, but observe ideas come to fruition in the implementation of law and policy.